Good morning. Welcome. Come on in.
Hey, it's good to see you. We have a classic today from Barrister and Mann.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, it's so good to see you. Come on, your chair's waiting for you. So today, we have a super beloved soap from Barrister and Mann, one of our favorite artisans who does amazing things and makes some of the most beautiful and crazy and inventive soaps that we've ever covered on this show. And we're so grateful. And we didn't even realize until we saw this in the bottom of the box today that Will had sent us out a free sample
we had no idea.
One of his EDPs. And this does not break the rules because they don't make this in a shape soap.
So we can open it.
So we can smell it. So for our mention today, this is Fougere Gothique. I hope I'm saying that right.
I don't know.
And why don't you open that while I read a little bit about it? An eerily smooth, smoky fougere with a distinctly ashy character and the dark cast of some ancient atrocity. Timelessly elegant and refined, Fougere Gothique is a fragrance for someone accustomed to the fruits of all-encompassing power.
Whoa.
Whoa!
That's a description.
So this might be a first on the Barbershop Duet where there's an EDP that is not a shave soap.
I don't know if I'm qualified to wear this. Wow.
No, we're not so good at EDPs, I don't think. But let's try this on the side. You want to put it on your wrist?
Yeah, sometimes. Where's the little thing? Here we go. Fancy.
We're not even sure how to use these little bottles. This is so cool.
You can watch us figure it out together.
Yeah.
Sometimes the squirty guy takes a moment to warm up.
It does, yeah, see.
Oh, things are happening.
There we go. Oh, it's okay. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Our ooh.
What do you think?
Oh,
is it woodsy? What is that?
Whoa.
Wow, it actually fits the fall time, though.
It really does. Y'all, it is.
It's good we didn't open it
like
till
it
now.
says. And then here are the scent notes. Black ashes, bergamot, lavender, and cedar. At the heart, sandalwood, geranium, leather, tuberose, burning wood. And at the base,
Holy moly.
Mushroom, oak moss, tonka vetiver, smooth musk, and balsam fir.
Yeah, this is a full, almost to winter kind of scent.
Will.
It's good we didn't open it till now.
I am blown over. Y'all. So okay. Most scents that I think of are like a tug of war, and they're like here, and this is pulling against here, and this is pulling against here, and there's something really cool happening in the middle. Take the rope, make it about that long, because this is something crazy pulling way over here, and then way over here in Canada, they're pulling on the other side, and that rope is so long that tug of war is long and delicious.
And almost reading it, I thought that was going to be almost too dark on me, but oddly, it's... there's something that sweetens up on me, maybe the tonka, that kind of side.
And it's not normal flowers.
No, they're like dried deep in the woods flowers.
Yes, or like, I know this seems weird, but like the beauty of cemetery flowers.
Or I was going to say like a dried flower. Like, that kind of texture. Or maybe it's the burnt ash with it. But the sandalwood and the balsam fir and even the mushroom oak moss business, that's like a whole thing.
I'm going to go over there and cry for a second because this is not a shave soap yet. Do you ever do this in shave soap? Wow! Wow! And this is up there with some of our favorites that are along these lines, like autumn ash and those things like that from Southern Witchcraft. Beautiful! Well, I'm glad we found that when we were digging in the box to make sure we had the right box for today's episode. Well, that's a good enough episode for me. You'll smell better just watching this. Good night, everybody. Wow, fabulous. Okay, Will. Fougere Gothique. I love it. So where are we headed after this? What's our soap today?
So we, in the past, were trying to figure out where to sneak this in. And again, I thought it'd be good for fall because it's all about the woods. And because
this is one of the rare soaps that is about a very iconic place where we've been.
It's right here.
It's right over there. Y'all, we can see it from our backyard. So this is about Mûir Woods, and it's where Will used to live. He used to live in San Francisco for a little bit. Yeah. So he went there, and I think even his mom went there.
Yeah, there's a scent that they just felt matched somehow, and he was like, "No, I think it fits here." Yeah.
And this is not a green screen. This is a picture of us at Mûir Woods, and it's just the most beautiful, mysterious place. There are some deep dives on YouTube you can go into about a certain grove that exists there, where there's a sort of crazy secret rich guy camp party every year for the world's most powerful people. Right. But it's a little scary.
Lots of redwoods.
Yeah, and but incredibly, like, it's almost like Fougere Gothique. It's a little bit scary, but incredibly beautiful.
Isn't there, what's the horror movie they go there?
Oh, one of my favorite movies of all time, Vertigo.
There we go.
With Jimmy Stewart, the Alfred Hitchcock classic.
And they
there
show
is a
part of
scene
Mûir
where she
Woods.
goes to Mûir Woods when she's kind of like freaking out. Right?
And you see the woods and all the rings of like how much it's grown, how
And
many
you
years it
see
is.
the exact grove where our picture was.
It
taken.
is, yeah.
So we've met the real place. Let's meet
Meet
the
the
soap. Right, so this is from the sales page at barristerandmann.com. John Mûir, for whom the famed National Park Mûir Woods is named, was a driven man. He loved nature so much that he crusaded for decades to preserve it, founding the Sierra Club and establishing national parks at Yosemite and the Sequoia National Forest, which inspired the conservation of other natural wonders all over the United States. He was so outspoken and persuasive that no less than Ansel Adams, perhaps the greatest nature photographer of the 20th century, regarded him as a direct influence and inspiration for his work. Wow. In fact, the John Mûir house is in Martinez, about 20 minutes from here too. Like we're in the heart of the John Mûir territory here.
In keeping with Mûir's love of the forests, we've attempted to capture the crepuscular gloom of the woods at dusk. Wow. All purples and greens and blues.
Whoa, I love it when they use color.
I don't know
to
if I want to keep
describe
reading
it,
though,
right?
because some things are going to give it away.
Oh, you're right. And
I
then
may
this
wanna-
goes into a little bit of set
We'll come
notes,
back.
which we won't look at.
We
so
will
let me
come back
get
to
rid of
that.
screen.
No.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's just so close to us personally because it is right here and we do love escaping to the redwoods. And
Right. And, you know, we have been toying with adding a complexity scale to our ratings.
Right.
I'm not sure how, because it doesn't mean that the soap is any better
No,
or worse.
and
but
sometimes
just
a simple
how
soap is
complex-
just as fun.
Oh, absolutely. But we do love how complex the Barrister and Mann soaps are, because it's just indicative of a large amount of work and
Right.
love that was put into the scent. So I'm excited. Let's unbox it.
We're finally cranking through the big
I'm
box.
excited. Yes. And Sarah just reminded me that when we talked to Will on the phone, he reminded us that this soap has kind of a little play on words in the spelling, because Mûir in a French pronunciation with a slightly different spelling, I think,
Right.
also can mean blackberry, which is
Yeah.
at the heart of this fragrance, I think.
So we'll keep reading on the website, but we didn't want to give it all away.
Yeah,
so,
but how cool
But
is
when you
that,
look at the
right?
spelling on the label, it is different than Mûir, John Mûir.
There it is. Look
the
at
fun blue.
blooms.
Look at that.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. And this is our
wow.
first classic label, because
You're
we have
right.
Pesto and Adagio.
Yes, you're right. It's shrink wrapped and everything.
Shrink wrap for your protection. And
is.
he is one of the artisans that is on Amazon. If you're a Prime member and you
there
want to
you
save a little
go.
on shipping, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for this first impression. I don't know. I like to see your face.
Do you
I went
really?
first last time.
Okay. We should do rock, paper, scissors one time for you guys.
Yeah, we really should. Next time we'll do
Clearly, we can't decide. Okay.
I want to do Seville next for Barbershop Month, I think, because it's a really loved barbershop scent.
Okay, we'll put that on our list.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this one since July, y'all.
I
We've
know
had
it.
this for a while.
We knew it was waiting for us on the piano.
It's the perfect time of year, I think.
It really is.
Because Mûir Woods is not known for bright sunlight, if you know what I mean. There it is. It looks like a Adagio.
I
Beautiful,
forgot.
smooth
Everyone's
pour.
got their little different things, so it's fun to show. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see. Am I in Mûir Woods? It's you know, I think I was thinking the darker fall version of Mûir Woods, but it's almost like when the sun's through the trees, there is something brighter about it.
Oh.
And then the berry kind of mixed in there, I think.
Oh.
Let's see
Okay,
what
I'm
you think.
excited. Let's see.
It's fun. It's different. It's lighter than I was expecting, but I kind of like that.
Wow. I got blackberries
Right?
first, and then something came in and cleaned them up
Yeah, like
and
the
made them
woodsy cedar
cologne-y and
something.
beautiful. And then at the very end, something dark
Right?
took hold.
Yeah, and I thought the dark was going to be more of a thing.
I'm excited to edit this because I want to see if all three of those things flashed
face.
across my face, because they were so different.
Yeah, that's why I went back for a second. Whiff right away, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Don't read
Will,
the side label, by the way.
this is mysterious.
There
and
is a side label, but don't look too
gorgeous.
close because
Why
that
does
gives
it have
away.
side notes?
Yes, don't. Look.
Don't look at the side notes.
I mean, I'm guessing we're in the woods, clearly Mûir Woods, but
Okay, first of all, what is that lightness you're getting on that top note? It's just extraordinary.
and that's not the berry.
No, it's a super light wood.
Yeah,
a
I get like a
cedar or
light. It's almost like when you're sawing wood.
Ooh, like a sawdust.
I don't know if that could be a thing, but
let me see.
I mean, in Muir Woods, you're close to the water a little bit, but
Oh yeah, we'd be lying if we said there was no aquatic in here.
There's just a faint-
absolutely
or like the
some
smell of
aquatic in
the
here, but it's
fog.
the blue.
You
That
know?
color aquatic.
yeah,
That's it.
the smell of the fog coming through the trees, or like the sun coming out and drying the fog. I don't know. There's something happening.
Wow. And then just one flower on the ground over there.
Yeah,
to let
because
you know
it's not
this is
the
a
berry,
beautiful,
it's something
friendly place.
sweeter.
But the center of that berry is just a little bit gourmand. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit natural.
I don't know how, but I'm kind of getting a little more of a feminine kind of vibe.
100%.
We can hang in the woods, you know?
100%.
But almost from Vertigo when she's in the woods all dressed up. And I
Yes,
remember
in
thinking
that
like,
beautiful
she
suit
doesn't
that was
belong
from the
there
art
in
gallery.
her heels. But that smell, I gotta
Like,
say.
that's what Muir Woods would smell like when she came into it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if that was your
Whoa.
intention.
Are you a
clearly,
Vertigo
but
fan? Well, I'm just curious.
I feel like we're gonna have to watch that and wear this.
Yo, this might be, I mean, as much as I loved
Yes, you
Adagio
do.
and Presto,
But this time of year,
this might be my new F word.
It's-
This might be
I mean,
my new
clearly
Barrister
Muir
and
Woods
Mann
is close to our
favorite.
hearts,
Yeah,
but-
right, because it's right over there.
but something about it is
Okay.
really.
I'm going to make a proclamation. Hear my words. The real Muir Woods does not even smell this good.
Nope. I wish.
Muir Woods smells amazing. It
Right?
smells amazing, but it's not like, holy crap, what is this?
Like I would want to live down the street if it smelled that good. You know.
Wow. You know, my brain just shows me I'm not a giant art fan, but you go to New York, you have to go to the Met.
There's
you
things,
just
yeah.
have to. You got to see what it's all about. And there's a few artists I really like, so I saw their stuff. But like when you see a Monet painting and you're not an art fan, the first thing that like crosses your mind is like, holy crap, how did that guy know how to use those colors and those brushes and that canvas and that perspective? So as much as I'm not like a huge art fan, I can look at like one of the world's greatest paintings and go, yeah, that is extraordinary.
When I had my first whiff, I kind of got that too.
And
like,
when I smell this, I am looking at a painting where I'm just, as a non-art fan, have the wind knocked out of me. The beauty, the work, and the talent that went into that painting.
Yeah.
And it also helps that I am a shaving soap fan. So this ends up
Right?
being just like a masterwork.
it's like painting
for me.
with sense, you know? It's just a whole different way
Wow.
of flipping your perspective.
Right.
Like,
and
we
and
know
some of the
Muir Woods.
artisans do say that they
Right?
sort of like paint with smell. But,
That's what this. It's
I'm
so
getting
complex.
a beautiful picture. And yes, I do feel like I'm back in that grove.
Right?
Whoa. At a particular time of year, maybe. So
Yeah.
the blackberries are a little bit in bloom,
Right?
but the fog is
It's still
still
wearing
there,
off,
coming over the
yeah.
trees, coming in from the Golden Gate.
Man, okay. Do we
Wow.
lather first or do we look at the scent notes first?
Both. This is our lather bowl from Barrister and Mann.
I gotta bust it out.
It's a really cool.
It is.
lather
I like
bowl.
that it has
No
the handle,
nonsense.
and it's one of our first one that you can rest the brush on the side. So.
Right.
Okay.
Go.
Let's see.
You know, sometimes even when a scent is just super, super luxurious and beautiful, there'll be an edge to it to kind of keep it
Right.
grounded, to keep it too much from being a beautiful, perfect dream. This doesn't even have that. This just, I keep going further into the beauty and I just get lost in it.
You know, like when you look at a rainbow and the colors blend in between?
I'm glad you said that. Right. And
There's
you don't know where the
something-
red stops and the orange
Right.
begins because it doesn't.
And it's something about that, like
This.
being in nature, like
Right.
you can't recreate that.
How
if
do you
that makes
take a
sense.
wood and a flower and a blackberry and make them
Right?
blend so perfectly that you don't even see where one starts and the other stops?
Right? Okay, can
Y'all.
you bougie me up and then we'll check that list? Because oh my.
That'll be $47. Okay.
Bougie mode
let's-
activated.
You know, my favorite story about John Muir is about Teddy Roosevelt. Because one day, Teddy Roosevelt was a badass, like John Muir was too. And like totally running, jumping, climbing trees. He loved to be outside and go camping and all that stuff, right? So he arranged a trip to Yosemite and the Secret Service was like, we're not happy about this, but fine, we'll go with you, right? One of the presidents had just been assassinated. And so like they were
yikes.
really careful with him, right? Plus he was Teddy Roosevelt and he was crazy. He
doing
like
his
fought a
own
man.
thing.
He like fought a man and might have killed him in the ring when he was president. Teddy Roosevelt was bananas, y'all. Awesome dude.
Oh, boy.
So they go to the edge of Yosemite, right? And he's got
Right.
all the Secret Service with him. And John Muir is like comes out of the woods like Sasquatch, like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, hey, what's going on? And they turn their backs, and John Muir and Teddy Roosevelt disappear.
Oh, snap.
They're gone. And they're like, wait, where'd they go? Like into the trees, gone. 3 days. They were gone for 3 days and just effed off into the wilderness of Yosemite alone for 3 days.
Those poor servicemen.
I don't even know
God.
where they popped out or what that story was.
Right? We need to know the second half.
And I
Clearly
don't
they
even
did
know
it.
if this is totally true. I just hope it is. But I was taught that by an adult. And
So we gotta hope.
yo, that is one of my favorite stories. I just want to be there the
I
moment
wanna
where they
hang
go.
out with them.
I know. I just want to be there the moment where somebody goes, hey, Teddy, hey, where'd they go? And then they realize,
They totally pulled
got
us.
us, right? Oh, man. Okay, so here we go.
Okay, you keep reading. I'm almost good at a lot of check.
Okay, so where did we leave off? Blackberry seemed a perfect choice to blend with the jammy resin of balsam fir, while oak moss and vetiver laced the undergrowth, imparting earthy mossiness and wood. The scent of damp air, so common in the Pacific Northwest where Muir made his home, wend its way through this fragrance, lending a hauntingly gossamer shimmer in its wake.
Wow.
Not so much as photorealistic fragrance as inspired color impression. Suffused with the indigo of the dusky woods, Muir Woods is a tribute to one of our great forefathers in a strikingly unconventional manner. A memorial to a man who went to live in nature and only came back to tell us of the wonders he had seen. La Mûir may be French for blackberry, but the man himself is the inspiration. His contemplative approach to the world, so reminiscent of our own wet-shaving rituals, is best expressed in words to others. Quote, to sit in solitude, to think in solitude, with only the music of the stream and the cedar to break the flow of silence. There lies the value of wilderness.
Wow.
John Muir.
My, oh my.
You know, that's why we love it here. This is why we love it
Right?
here in the shaving community. Because when I go to shave, it's not, okay, gotta shave again. No, I get to go to amazing places and hang out with amazing people and smell amazing things that people spent months crafting and building so that we could have these wonderful experiences for our own me time.
Right.
There's no way I'm going to shave with this and not think of John Muir
Right?
and Teddy
wanna
Roosevelt
just
and Yosemite.
escape
and,
into nature, away
Right.
from all the digital life and the rustle and bustle.
Right. And the My Life in the Mountains book by John Muir that my dad gave me.
right.
And all of those things that it was under his desk for a long time when
cool.
he took over his job. Those little things. And I just love that it's going to make me think of those things and
Right?
smell those things every time
I know,
shave
we're
with
so
this.
lucky we live so close to the redwoods to just be able to like get that in mind. Like some people don't have that and they don't
Yeah.
live close to the coast or,
Right.
you know, we are spoiled.
Now, are there some personal little corners of this to explore? I think maybe we should go a little further into the woods. Okay, you know what I love best? I love that the intention of these soaps is so clear and
Right.
direct. With hollows, the idea was to scare you. You're going into a swamp, you're going into a churchyard in October, right? Here's what I love about this.
Opposite.
I would think that when I would go deep into the woods, now maybe it's because we just came off a Halloween month, but I
True.
would think that as we go into the woods, it gets scarier and scarier. But you know what? It didn't for John Muir. It got more and more delicious and more respiteful
Right,
and
he got
more
more
and
comfortable
more
and-
calm and right as
Right?
he went deeper and deeper into the woods. That was his talent. That was his happy place. This does that. The
does.
deeper you go into the fragrance, the happier you feel.
Right?
I don't know how he did
It's
that.
almost like back to our human core.
Yeah,
Like, we used
and
to
you
live in
can
the woods,
go
you know?
deep into this fragrance, y'all. You can go as deep as you want. You can stay on the outside where it's lovely, clean, and blackberry and almost perfumey, or you can keep going all the way into those woods and into those musks and into those beautiful
Right?
other things that he's built into this soap.
I would never would have thought that it could be such a sweet wood.
Yes,
If that makes sense.
right.
Like a comforting nature to it.
Yeah, and as he says, not photorealistic, but you know what? when I think back on Muir Woods, I don't see like a photograph in my memory. I almost see a drawing. I almost see a painting. I almost see those frames from Vertigo that just capture it so beautifully.
It just puts it in perspective. Like when you're standing in the redwoods and how high up they go, that they drown out the sun almost, and you just are really put in the moment of like, this is how tiny I am on this big planet. Like, you know, these trees have been here for centuries and I'm just me. It's kind of an interesting place to be. Just
when I was 9, we went to Disneyland and then we went to Yosemite on the way home.
Oh, wow.
And we pulled in at night, but there are these little cabins that you could rent back then.
Right.
Wood cabins that you just go in, they have little beds, you put your sleeping bags down. And I came out the first morning and my mom was standing in front like this.
That's exactly what I was just picturing.
And there weren't trees. And so I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she just went, look. And I looked up and I realized these cabins were at the base of something called El Capitan, which is this incredibly tall mountain of rock that springs out of the earth like a tooth and goes straight up. And when I looked up, I've never felt smaller in my life. I didn't realize things that big existed on this planet. And she was just as in awe of it. And I like that this uses the beauty of nature and balance and fruit to give me that same feeling of, wow, this world is so much bigger than me.
Right?
But
I do remember that.
somehow I'm just so safe in it.
Right?
Now, granted, in those cabins, we weren't that safe because people got killed all the time when rocks would break loose on El Capitan and come smashing through the cabin roof.
Maybe
We'll
that's
save
why
that
they
for
took
next
them away.
Hollows episode.
But we went to Yosemite and it was beautiful.
It was amazing. And here's a picture of us in front of
we have a few. Just seeing all the fun leaves there. Like it really does kind of take you to this too.
And I think
somehow.
it's really special that we've walked in these footsteps
Right?
of John Muir.
And we did
Muir
take your
Woods.
mom to the redwoods, so we'll have to put a picture of that too.
Right. So
Clearly, it's important to.
So it's very simple. Everybody just drive over here to San Francisco. We'll give you directions. We have plenty of room. We'll just do wall-to-wall sleeping bags. Everybody can just stay in the living room. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to put everybody in the van. We're going to go across the bridge. And we're going to go all the way down this windy road until we get to a way too small parking lot. And we're going to very carefully and very quietly and very respectfully trudge into the heart of the main grove of Muir Woods all together. Take in a deep breath and get down! So head over to barristerandmann.com to find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. I've had my shave. Y'all, there's just a sophistication with Barrister and Mann. It's just, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just this like deepness of scent that just is mysterious and spicy. Anyway, I had a great shave with this. The blackberry in this just has this fantastic way of sitting inside, so you kind of have to look for it a little bit like an actual blackberry. And this, I don't know if I have had a shave since Presto, but I don't know why, because I had such a great time with this Barrister and Mann base and lather. Yo, it was fun to build it. It was fun to feel what the scent did and the way it just stuck to my face, and I could put it on in coats and just made the razor just glide and sing like a cat giving kisses. I had a great time all around with this scent. Thank you, Will.
Welcome to Messages. So we are excited to announce that we are on the cusp of our 100th episode extravaganza.
Yes, and we're going to have a full day of episodes sponsored by Gentleman's Nod.
Yay.
And some of the most beautiful favorites of the community are going to be making their way here to our channel. So thank you so much for
getting us to
making
our 100th
this
episode
possible and being part of our wonderful community and being some of our loyal viewers. And so we're excited for that day and to see you there too.
See you soon.
Not just a little better than I was hoping. So much better than I was hoping.
And we've been there, but like somehow our imagination just couldn't be personified.
Right. That's what I love about the shave soap world, y'all. They don't do anything small. They go all the way in these directions. And just beautiful and calm and comforting. And it doesn't ever have that edge of reminding you that you're back in some real world somewhere. It just, lets you keep going as
Right?
deep as you want.
And I do feel like this is a soap I'd reach for if I just need to get away from the chaos of life.
Get out
like
of
there's
town,
something
right?
that's just so humbling of putting your feet on the grass or in the dirt. Like it just takes you away from the texting and the emailing and all the chaos. Like we are meant to be sort of in nature. Like that's what we're here as humans to do. So it's a nice recheck, I think.
Right? I can pretty much promise a month from now finding this splash in our mentions because I am just in love with this.
Down with that.
Wow. Thank you, Will, so much.
And for our other little EDP that we found today.
Yes, for throwing in extra little surprises for us. We're very
that's
grateful.
wonderful.
And to your mom, too. Please tell her thank you.
Yes. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.